YouTube channel. Welcome back to Storytime with Marika. Now by that title you already know what's about to go down. Here is Storytime on me surviving nursing school. Now if you're new here, I graduate in 1 week with my bachelor's degree in nursing, and on Instagram I've been talking about how I don't like nursing, how I don't want to be a nurse anymore, and everybody wants to know, why, what's going on, what happened. So I'm just gonna tell you all about my journey, my nursing journey. And this video was actually planned to be the weekend of graduation, but you're just so persistent and you're just want it, like you're very adamant about getting it before everything else. So yes, to become a nurse in Trinidad you need 5 passes with maths, English, and a science, right? In Bishop Anstey High, which is the secondary school that I went to, I studied business. So I don't know how I end up in nursing, right? I was a business student. I have a 1 in accounts, a 1 in POB business, and well, I was a business student. I liked business, but I really think that when I chose nursing, I was like I chose it off of me being on a high, if that makes sense. When I was in Form 5, I didn't really know what I wanted to do after school. I just wasn't ready to work. I was 17 and I just didn't have a plan. I wanted to be a physiotherapist in Form 3, and that's why I chose to do PE with my 1 science. I did integrated science at Bishop's because it was mandatory. I didn't like sciences at all. I just chose it because it was mandatory, right? And I want to be a physiotherapist, but I think I only want to be a physiotherapist because I liked somebody at that time that was in sports, and I was like, yeah, I could just be his personal physiotherapist. And I planned our little future together, which was stupid. But anyways, my mother didn't really like that plan. She was like, like she didn't really hear much about it, and she just wasn't for it. She wasn't excited. So I was like, okay, next, what should I do? What can I do? My sister, I graduated in 2020. That was July or June. My sister made her first baby at the end of June in 2020. And I witnessed the birth. I was right there. I was helping. I was her midwife and her doula, and I was literally right there holding her hand. And like the whole joy of me seeing my niece being born and everything, I was like, I want to be her midwife, my sister's midwife, was like, did you ever think about going into midwifery? And that same, let me say my niece born on a Saturday. The whole Sunday, I did my research how to become a midwife in Trinidad, this, that, and the other, and I chose the route of nursing. Now, when I told my mother that I wanted to be a nurse, she just take it and run with it. Like, she really, 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 really loved that idea, right? So I was like, okay, your mommy like it, so I like it too. And I really want to be a midwife. I really, 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 really want to be a midwife, and especially for teen girls. Like, I really want to be a midwife to deliver teen babies, especially, like, it don't even have to be like private, it could be public or whatever, because I know that I was fortunate enough to have a baby and to be able to afford private healthcare, but many teens don't have the same privilege. So I really want to be a midwife and deliver teens babies. Yeah, that was the plan. When I got into nursing, which was in September, I got my acceptance letter and everything. That was in September of 2020. We were online for 2 years. If you know, COVID-19 was for 2020 and 2021. So the whole of 2020, which was September to December, the whole of 2021 and part of 2022, we were online. It was just online classes. We had online exams. Everything was online. I was like, that's not that bad. I liked school, so my grades were good. Everything was good in those 2 years. It was good. when we went out into that was year 2. Year 2, they just threw us on the wards. They was like, okay, the hospital's opening back up, and they could like put us on the wards now. Yeah, so they was like, okay, y'all could go out on the wards now. Now I expected so much more. Like, I don't know, you know, Grey's Anatomy, that's what I was expecting, right? So you know how the interns, they were able to actually learn. It wasn't like that. When we went out in year 2, the nurses, they already under pressure, all right? So they're like, what year are they in? And we like year 2. Okay, so they're giving us things to do at a year 2 level, but remember, this is the first time we on the ward, so it come like we in year 1. When we tell them, oh no, this is the first time we on the ward, oh, okay, bed baths, vital signs. That is all we used to do. Bed baths, vital signs. Bed baths, vital signs. And it's hard. At one point, they used to expect us. So instead of night shift doing the bed baths or doing some of the bed baths, they're like, now the students coming in the morning, so you can leave them. When I tell you, I clean shit, is like, you're cleaning shit, you're reaching 7 o'clock, and you're cleaning shit from 7 o'clock till about 11 o'clock. And it's patient after patient after patient after patient after patient. That turned me off real bad, right? And it's not like you're not following the nurses around, or you're not like, we wasn't getting the opportunity to learn anything else. Cleaning shit, taking vital signs. That is all we was doing. Alright, cool. In Mount Hope, it have plenty negligence. Plenty negligence. Now, if you ever been to Port of Spain versus Mount Hope, you would see that Port of Spain have an open concept, right? So Port of Spain in general have basically only curtains that separating the patients, whereas Mount Hope have rooms, like this actual rooms with the patients. So one room will have like 5 patients, and the next room 5 patients. So the only how you cannot stand up to the top of the wall and see all your patients. You could only do that in Port of Spain in general, right? So it's at this one time we went to do vitals around like 10 o'clock, and well, yeah, vitals has be 6, 10, and 2. So we went to do vitals around 10 o'clock, and we went in our patient room, well, our cubicle. It had about 5 people in it, and we went in the cubicle, and the man, like one of the patients, is blue. He's literally, like, he passed long time. It wasn't no he now passed, right? And that was very scary, because if we never went and take vitals, they would have never find our body until about whenever, right? And that make me cry. Like, I lit that day, and we had to wrap the body. The students had to wrap the body. That day I literally I ran out on the balcony, and I was crying. I was like, this is the profession I really choose for myself, boy. And yes, you know, as a nurse, you could be the change that you want to see, and this, that, and the other. I didn't give up. That was only year 2. I was like, okay, cool, right? Then the like so it was a shit. It was like the levels and neglect in Mount Hope. Right? Then they started placing us in hospitals based on our address, so I ended up in Port of Spain general. Port of Spain nurses, I love all you. Plenty. Port of Spain nurses, the difference between Port of Spain nurses and Mount Hope nurses, I don't know. It's have good nurses in Mount Hope. Yes, I bounce up about 3 in Mount Hope, right? 3 good nurses that actually taught me, say, hey Diaz, come and see the stressing. Hey Diaz, look this. Hey Diaz, let me help you with this. You know, about 3 good nurses in Mount Hope. In Port of Spain, they don't care if you come late. They ain't showing you no bad face or nothing like that. We going and do a dressing, you come in and see this, you come in and see that. Port of Spain nurses does teach. They does good teach. So I did really like Port of Spain. When I got this switch in like atmosphere, I did real like it. Now, in medical to me is the same thing over and over. Same type of medication, same basically the same cases coming in, and I don't like that. I like change. Accidents and emergency was probably like my favorite department. Like I said that in my recent Q&A. Accidents and emergency was my favorite department because it had changed. Sometimes you deal with a heart attack, you deal with ambulance patients who you just give them a shot of tramadol and Gravol and you send them on their way. Like, it's different faces, different patients, different diagnosis every day, every hour, every like minute. Is amazing. It is amazing. Now, I really liked accidents and emergency, and I love giving injections, but you can't just pass out and end up in accidents and emergency. It don't work so, because they want you with experience, bedside nursing experience. Bedside nursing is working on the wards in medical, surgical, or any department that is on the wards. It's not a specialty area, right? The most things like I hate about the hospital is, I don't know, I just not cut out, to be honest. That is me, my opinion, because like people hold nurses at a very high level, and it have some looks that patients has given. It is really think that you is just this superhero and you going and cure them, and you know, like, and it just heartbreaking to like know that, hey, this patient have poor prognosis. This is not like I could come back here in the morning in my next shift and he could be gone. You understand? And that just, no. I don't like the smells, I don't like the songs, I don't like the looks, I don't like the hospital at all. So America, what you doing? Why you getting into this? I don't know. They just say everything that's happened for a reason, and I'm still trying to figure out where's the reason that I end up in nursing. In year 3, we end up on campus actually doing courses, and everything in this, let me tell you, from now every single course is group assignments. And I understand why, because like being a nurse, you have to be a team player. You have to, because even if you're on a shift, you would never be on a shift just you alone. It's either you and somebody or you and a group of people, right? So you have to be able to get along with people. So I understand the group assignments, but oh gosh, it was a lot. And in the beginning, I was like, yeah, you know, on top of my work and thing. By the time I reached year 3, I didn't give a hoot. I didn't care. I honestly didn't care. I didn't care. I did not care. Why I didn't drop out? Because I am not a dropout. I'd never drop out of secondary school when I was pregnant, and I wasn't going to drop out of university just because I don't like it. Like, I was already in year 3. No, I'm not going to drop out. And with the mother that I have, I cannot drop out. So it wasn't an option to just drop out. And I guess I just continued going. I was like, we almost finished. I just have one more year, and that's why I really pushed through. But I didn't like it. I didn't like nothing about it. My favorite part was getting my attendance sheet signed and leaving the building. That was my favorite part every single time. Right? At the end of year 3, that was 2022. Last year was 2023. No, the ending of the beginning of year 3, I had like a real rough patch, and plenty people didn't really know, but I actually failed 3 courses in the same semester, and I cried my eyes out. Like, it was a terrible semester. I was going through a lot at home, and like just with me, I think that was the year that I was diagnosed with anxiety, and like it was just a lot, and I failed 3 courses. in the same semester. That was when I was removed from honors roll because obviously my GPA dropped, and I cried. And when I'm telling my mother, well, I showed my mother my grades, and she was just so cool about it. Now, if you know me, I never failed courses before. The lowest grade I ever get was like a B minus, and to get a D, I bawled my eyes out. I literally bawled my eyes out. Like, I was crying so much because I couldn't understand. Like, my grades does never drop. Like, the last time my grades dropped, or the only time my grades dropped besides this, was when my parents get separated, because obviously that was like a traumatic time. But like this time, I was literally like, what? I have 5 ones, a 2 and a 3 in CXC, right? In university, most of my grades was A's and B's, A's and B's, A's and B's. I get 1 C in history because I really didn't like that course, and that was my first C, and I cried because, yeah. And then when I realized Marika C not that bad, then I was like, okay, and I just brushed it off because my GPA didn't drop that bad. But when I failed them 3 courses, I bawled my eyes out. I cried so much. Then at one point I actually tried, well, USC does send you like your schedule where with like planned courses that you have to take in a particular semester. But if you want, you could choose to do a course ahead, and I chose to do a course with year 4s at time, and they were mean to me. Oh my god, they were so mean. Now, if you know, I'm like active on social media, right? So their whole thing was that, like, they was literally telling the lecturer that I posted on TikTok, but I never send them my work. And I like, what? So I sent in the lecturer screenshots of me sending them my work, them using my work in the PowerPoint, but they just not giving me credit. And I was, listen, that course and all, and that lecturer and them students was the worst. They were so mean, and I would never do a course outside of my batch ever again. But I mean, I'm graduating, so I'm done. But you know, yeah, when I had to do over my courses, the courses that I failed, I obviously had to do it with year 3 students because I was in year 4, and the year 3 students were nice to me. They were actually nice to me. I don't know why the year 4s were so nasty when I was in year 3, but the year 3 students were nice to me when I was in year 4 and I was repeating courses. So yeah, even though I failed 3 courses and I was removed from honors roll, I still graduate on time, and I still graduate with my bachelor's degree. So I'm still very proud of myself, and it's very important that you know that even though you stumble, it's very important that you get up. You fall down, you must get up, get back up, and go again. So yeah, what does it have? Clinicals. The best part about clinicals was leaving early, and it had the real nice nurses that let you leave like all like visiting hours. Like as visiting hours done, you get to go. They just sign off your book and sing, and you get to go. That was amazing. I like Port of Spain. I really like Port of Spain, and I prefer Port of Spain over Mount Hope. But if I had to choose, I would choose none of them. Because I just hate working in the hospital, and at one point it started to show in my attitude on my shift, and the nurses started to get like tired of me because my attitude was like, I just come in here to make my hours, I not come in here to learn nothing. And that was like kind of bad because other students want to learn. But I mean, go ahead and teach the other students. I'm not holding you back. They just want to teach me, and I wasn't really on that because I just want to make my hours, get my thing signed off, and bust out from here, right? And the last ward that I was on, they was very understanding, and I liked them a lot. It didn't really have like much work to do per se, and I like that. But when I say I'm not cut out for like being a nurse, like I have the patience, and I am kind, and I am gentle, and I am empathetic, but I fake it till I make it. Like there was this one time I was doing a dressing, and I like sometimes you could wear a mask when you're doing a dressing, but I think I forgot my mask that day, and the scents were like awful. Like I literally nearly threw up. It's so much in being a nurse than just the uniform or being kind and gentle and empathetic. You have to have the love for it. You have to have, like, your heart had to be in it. And when people say, well, just do it, like, just study, you pay, you will be getting paid. When you pass out, you will be getting paid. It's not like you're doing it for free no more. Because if you don't know, or let us well be seeing me in that blue uniform and think I have money, especially them birds and them. They just think, oh, she have money. Nope. That free labor. Free labor. You don't even get a thank you or a sweetie for your work. You don't get nothing. So, yeah. People, well, nurses are saying, when you pass out, you'll be getting paid, so don't study that and this, that, and the other. But when you really think about it, I feel like I could go and sit down in an office and get the same amount of money for less work. Yeah, that's just how I think about it. Like, the money cannot compensate me for forcing myself to do something that I hate. Like, I actually hate. I hate. I love helping people, but I hate being in the hospital. I hate it. I hate it. None of my lecturers know me. Like, none of them. I used to, like, literally, you would never even see me trying to, like, do something. Like, I'm not a terrible student, as in me being delinquent and thing. Like, I just was invisible because I really did not want to be there. I didn't want to be there, and I did not, like, I don't know if it's a mistake, like if I chose the wrong degree or what. And even now, like, trying to find a job that is not in the hospital, because everybody's saying, do your nursing exam and work in the hospital, just work for a year and then you can. No, the 4 years was already torturous. Why am I gonna put myself in that year again? Are you mad? Are you mad? Nope. No, 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 no. I don't think I am going to be a nurse. This is me at 21 saying this. I don't know if things are going to change in the future. I don't know if another pandemic is going to happen, and then I'm going to be like, okay, then this is my only resort. I don't know what the future holds, but as of right now, I hate the hospital, and I do not intend on working in the hospital, private or public. I hate it. I do not like the idea of seeing people dying. I do not like the smells of people dying or people, like, being infected. I do not like the sounds of, like, suctioning and the screams when the doctor's putting in an IV on a person. I don't like it at all. The hospital makes me depressed, raises my anxiety, and just, it don't do anything good for me. Nothing at all. So I do not want to be a nurse. I'm sorry that, if you was looking up to me and you say, like, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. When it is you're choosing your career, make sure that you're choosing it on a clear mind. Make sure you do your research, because I honestly didn't know what I was getting into. At 17, I tell my mother I want to be a midwife. My mother say, okay. I tell my mother I going into nursing. She was like, okay. My mother will support me, support anything that I do. If at 17 I tell my mother that I wanted to be an accountant, my mother would have run with it same way. But I just didn't know what I wanted to do at that point. I really didn't know. So when I actually decided on one thing, she was supportive about it, and I was like, okay, I guess we're going into nursing. But I didn't do my research and didn't like actually know I was getting into. And honest to God, I don't know how I end up here. I was a business student. I did POA, POB, Maths, English, PE. I did integrated science in January, Jan exams, but in Bishop Anstey, like I have 5 ones, which is Maths, English A, English B, POA, and POB. A 2 in PE and a 3 in French. In Jan exams, I have a 2 in integrated science. But I hated sciences. I don't know why. I do not know why I chose this. Well, why I ended up here. I don't know what's the reason for me doing nursing. Everything has happened for a reason, yes, but I don't know what's the reason. I think the best thing that I got out of it, other than my degree, is Safi. My friend, Safi. Yeah, we met. We went to primary school together, but we rekindled. I don't think we were friends in primary school. We were too, well, I was too young to remember, but I remember that she went to Mokrapa Girls with me, and then we met, we saw each other again, and we met in nursing school, and she made the unpleasant ride, filled with like joy and laughter, and it wasn't so books all the time. You understand? And people does really get vexed when it is you say that no, you're not doing the council exams, or no, you don't want to be a nurse anymore. They don't really understand, because it's like, okay, so where you do what you do the degree for? And I don't know. I'm only 21. I'm still trying to figure it out. I think I'm gonna just do my master's degree in something else, or I could just do another bachelor's degree. But for now, I just need a break from school. I've been going to school since 3 years old, and I need a ease up. I need like a year off or something, and I want to work. I want a good paying job, and yeah, my final grades in year 4 was like the best thing ever. When I got my grades and I realized I passed all my courses and I have no more courses, it was amazing. That just confirmed my graduation, and I was like, yep. So we graduating on time, regardless of me, failing courses or whatever. And I'm being very transparent with y'all. With me, like, failing my courses, I honestly, like, it's important that I tell y'all, because I wasn't a saint, and I wasn't as studious as I was in Bishop Anstey. I wasn't studious in USC at all. I wasn't at all. Most of my exams, I crammed it like some minutes before or hour before, and like we pass by the grace of God. Let me tell you, C's does get degrees. C's get degrees, because after I failed them 3 courses, I think USC pass mark is 60%. After I failed them 3 courses and like had my breakdown and thing, I never really bounced back from it. It was like whatever. Like, if I did get a C in year 1, I was going to cry. When I get a C in year 3, I was happy. I see the C and I'm like, amen, I passed. You see, when I passed pathophysiology with a C, that was my happiest day ever, because that course was the worst. Pathophys is the worst, and it's real reading, and like you have to listen. No, that was my happiest C ever. But I was not the perfectness. Yes, size, brain, and beauty. If I really put my mind to something, I would indeed like do my best, and I would indeed get the grade that I want. But my mind and my heart wanted 2 different things. I did not like this, and I still don't. So when I basically gave up. I mentally gave up on it. So my grades didn't matter anymore. I just needed to pass, and I needed to finish my degree. So yeah, I wasn't studious. I wasn't like this. No. I looked pretty in my uniform. And I do have the mental capacity to do nursing. I do. I'm not dunce. I'm not a dunce, but I promise you that. I just don't like it. And when you don't like it, it's harder to do it. You understand? So yeah. And USC have real unnecessary courses. If you don't know, USC is a 7-day Adventist school, and it have I imagine I did my bachelor's degree in nursing, but I also had to do music. For what? God alone know. I had to do world religions. For what? God alone know. I had to do God and human life. For what? God alone know. I love Jesus and I worship Jesus and Jesus alone. But like me actually having to do a course and read a book that is not the Bible and having to have exams is crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. I tell you that. Plenty of the courses that I do was unnecessary. It was. It just was. It was. Yeah, I think that's it. Google is free. Stop asking me in my DMs how to get into nursing. I don't tell all you what you need. Google is free. You can take a drive up on campus and ask them the questions, because that is what I do. I went up on USC when I was interested in this, and I went up on USC campus and I asked all the necessary questions. Stop asking me in my DMs. I do not know and I am not answering them. Yes, I see all your questions about nursing and I do not answer them purposely because I don't want to. Google is what? Free. Google is free and USC is open. So go up on campus and ask them. No, I'm not answering the questions. Overall, I rate my experience 5.5 out of 10. Yeah. Why I say go UE for your bachelor's degree? Because the nurses actually recommend UE over USC now. USC used to have the best nursing program in Trinidad. I think like the standard shop or something. I don't really know, but the nurses actually recommending UE right now because that is very unorganized. Very unorganized. You might spend 7 years in Custard doing your same bachelor's degree. So don't. USC fees are much more expensive than Custard though. So I must tell you that. Like I think Custard, 1 credit in Custard is like $350. 1 credit in USC is $780. Yeah. USC nursing program is gate funded though, so take advantage of that. Let the government help you a little bit. And well, yeah, I don't know what's next for me. I honestly don't. I ask and I pray for God guidance and just guide me, Lord, please. The strength, the patience and the guidance for me on the right path. I know He knows why I did listen, but I still can't figure out why. So yeah, I am able to help my mother and help my sister and help anybody in need briefly, based on what I learn and what I know, because you can't take my knowledge away from me. That's one thing. Yes, I have a degree and yes, I don't like nursing anymore, but you can never take my knowledge or my education away from me. I already have it. It's already in my brain. So I learned a lot and I appreciate the knowledge that I have right now, but I cannot see myself in white. I cannot see myself in the hospital. I cannot see RN Diaz. I can't. I just can't. I can't. I really can't. And I want a work that is not 24/7. I want a job that closes. I want an 8 to 4. I want to be able to be home with my son and watch him grow. And I don't want night shifts, and I don't want And I've seen rookie nurses on the wards, and they don't really treat them good, especially just because they're a rookie nurse. And I'm not cut out for it. I don't really like it. I hate it. I really hate it. And I'm glad that my mother isn't forcing me to do it. She understands and she supports me right now. Like, she is the best mommy ever. Ever. If y'all don't already think that she's the best mommy, she is indeed the best mommy. She supports me. She just needs, like, she just wants to make sure that I'm not going on, like, I have no plan for my life. Like, she don't want to see me just waste my life. She don't see it as I wasted 4 years, because I did indeed obtain my bachelor's degree. So I didn't waste 4 years, and people often say that, so you waste your time. Then no, I have my bachelor's degree. It's on the wall. It's on the wall. The knowledge is in my head. I just need to figure out what I am going to do next. What is next? But yeah, nursing is a lot. It is a lot, and for those who is thinking about doing nursing, don't see this video as me discouraging you from doing nursing. If it's something that you are really passionate about, then do it. But if you're not too sure, then you need to actually think about it and really do your research on what you're really getting yourself into. It's not just a cute white uniform. It's not just helping patients, holding their hands through painful and tough times. Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It is a lot. And I understand now why some of the nurses are grumpy when you see them in, like, the health center or wherever, because it's a lot. They're dealing with a lot. Not to mention, Trinidad and Tobago healthcare system is, like, not in top tier condition, and they are not very that they're not fully staffed. So they're understaffed and underpaid and overworked. And me, I'm not joining the bandwagon. Sorry, no, I'm not joining y'all. And you might say, well, you should actually, be like, join them so that I could decrease the understaff. But no, I'm not joining them. I'm not about to be overworked and underpaid. I'm sorry. And even if I end up in a job, because it don't only have to be nursing. Even if I end up in a job and I'm underpaid and overworked, I will leave. That's the good thing about having qualifications. You could pick and choose what you want to do with your life, with your career, with your time. You can pick and choose, because you're not a dunce and you don't have nothing in your name. You have your qualifications. So yeah. So I will settle for less within my first year of being employed, because I really just want money right now. I want some bank. I could take on a little 8,000 right now every month. That's sufficient for me, because I don't really have much bills. I don't have any bills because I'm a spoiled baby. But I think I could settle for like a 8,000 right now, and then eventually when the right job opportunity like presents itself, then yeah. But this is 2024. I am 21, and right now I do not want to be a nurse. I just graduated. Well, I'm graduating next week with my bachelor's degree, and I don't know what God has in store for me. I don't know what door is about to be open for me, but I am in it for the ride. I trust Him, and I pray for guidance. And even you who now do finish CXC, or you're still trying to figure out what you want to study in university, I pray that you also have the right guidance, academic guidance and professional guidance. And even if you don't have support from your family or your friends, know that like, you have God always in your corner. So yeah, nursing is not for everybody, and the everybody that they just be talking about, that is not for me. Nursing is not for me. And if I knew all that I know now, I wouldn't have chosen nursing. I would have chosen something else. But all of this didn't present itself in year 1 or in 2020, because then I would have chose something else. And then even then I didn't know what was the something else. I don't know what I would have chosen, because I didn't have like a particular interest. Like, yes, I was a business student, but I don't think I really liked business. I was just good at it. I was real good at business and accounting. Mathematics was my favorite subject, and I was just real good with numbers. But you know. So I'm 21, I'm still trying to figure it out. I think in the next 5 years I hope to actually figure it out, have a good job, have my own home. Well, my son will be 10, and like, I just want to be a good mother and a good person, and I want to add value to society, but that's not in the hospital. So yeah, that's about it. I hope I answered most of your questions and most of your concerns and all, you know, the nursing things. But really and truly, you want to be a nurse, think about it. Think long and hard. You have passion for nursing, you are very passionate about it, and it's your lifelong dream. Go for it, put your best foot forward, and do your best at everything you do. But if you're shaky about it, think about it some more. Like, really think about it. And I don't know if Ole gonna ask this, like, why I didn't switch majors, because I was in year 3 when I decided that I don't want to do it anymore. In year 2 I was like, ugh, this is gross. But I didn't decide that nursing isn't for me. I decided that nursing isn't for me in year 3, and I only had 1 more year, and I was like, I just have 1 more year. So I just, you know, went, like, I just pushed through the 1 more year. And yeah, so I think that's it. Don't ask me any questions about nursing. Don't ask me anything about how to get in and Google is free. Leave me alone. And yeah, that's about it. I really like the uniform. I look cute in the uniform. And my brain is full with knowledge. Nobody can take that away from me. I'm very smart. I just need to figure out what I like. But yeah, thanks for listening. This wig is from Geeta Hair. The link is in the description box below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your story time suggestions down below. And yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Bye.